So this video comes in two parts. I'm starting with this one as part one because I really want to share some positives. I don't want to just be all negative. So sharing the positives of 5 money wins that we had in our 20s. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison with Baby Stepping to Freedom, and on my channel I share all about my financial journey with my husband Aaron as we've paid off debt and established our future of financial independence. And I give you tips and tricks that can help you along the way. If you're new around here, I just turned 30. That's a big number. It's a weird number to think that I'm 30 years old. It used to seem so old. Now it doesn't seem old. It's just, I'm okay with being 30. I feel like 30 is going to be, or my 30s will be a good decade. But looking back to my 20s, I really am reflecting on what my life was like the last 10 years and thinking about the good and the bad of what we did with our money is kind of, it's interesting, and it's kind of fun to look back and reflect on some of the changes that we've had. So Aaron and I were together through all of our 20s. When we got together, I was 18 and he was 20. And so our decade of our 20s we did together. Now, obviously in the beginning, we were still a relatively new couple. And then towards the end, we were married and doing some big money moves together. But, that 10-year period of time was a lot, and we did a lot of good things. We did a lot of bad things, and it's interesting that we can look back and think about what we did together during that time. So I'll be sharing our 5 money mistakes coming up soon, so keep an eye out for that video. But today I'm going to talk about our 5 money wins that we had in our 20s. So first and foremost, as we started our 20s, we were students, and we made some pretty good decisions as students. So some of the negatives of our mistakes that we made will also be happening in this time. But when we were students, we made some good decisions. We both lived at home during our undergrad. We moved out when I moved to grad school. But during the first 4 or 5 years of our undergrad, we lived at home with our parents, and that was a big money saver. We also both went to in-state schools. I went to community college. Aaron went to an in-state school, and that saved us a lot of money. In addition to that, while Aaron was in school, he did make an effort to pay some of his student loans. I've shared in the past that I was fortunate enough to have my school paid for, but Aaron did not have any of his school paid for, and so he took out loans for everything, and he tried somewhat successfully to pay his loans as he went. And so he did make some payments while his loans were still in deferment, which probably helped more than he realized in the moment. Also, during this period of time, we both worked. Aaron worked a lot more than I did. We always talk about that early period of our relationship where I don't even know how we made it, because Aaron was working 60 plus hours a week and going to school full time. I was working part-time, living with my parents, going to school full-time, but Aaron was working full-time plus and going to school full-time. And so because of that, it really helped with our financial future and eliminating a lot of expenses when we were students, and also helping bring in some income. The second big money win that we had during our 20s is that we both started contributing to retirement. So although that happened before our debt-free journey, during our debt-free journey, we paused our retirement contributions, and then we've just started it back up again. If you haven't watched my Baby Step 4 video, check that out so you can learn more about what we're doing now. But during our 20s, we did start some retirement contributions. Aaron actually had a fair amount of retirement contributions, and I had a little bit as I started my career. I had state pension, 403B, Aaron had a 401k, and in our 20s, we did a pretty good job. We could have done better, and if we weren't racking up the debt, we probably would have been able to contribute a lot more to retirement, but we weren't in that place yet. But for what it's worth, we did pretty well. We got started on some retirement contributions, and really, in the long run, that helped us out a lot. The third big money win, it's also just kind of a life win, I feel like. We both found careers that are fulfilling for us, that we enjoy doing, and have a decent income. So together we bring in a decent amount of money, we enjoy what we're doing, and that's a win. I feel like a money win and a life win. Although I don't know if we will continue to do these jobs until we retire, whenever that will be, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, I don't know. But for the time being, we feel fulfilled in our careers. We enjoy going to work. And both of those factors, in addition to having a decent income, means that it's helping us with our financial success. So that's a big money win for us as well. Finding careers that pay well and that we like. The fourth money win, we didn't realize it at the time. It wasn't an intentional money win, but it worked out in our favor, fortunately, was buying our house. So we happened to buy our house at a good time. We bought our house in 2014, and ever since then, the market has just been going up. We honestly shouldn't have bought our house when we did. We both admit that. We were not ready to buy our house. We should have rented for many more years, but we made the decision to buy our house, and fortunately, our house has gone up about $100,000 in value since we bought it, which has really helped our net worth because we just happened to buy it at the right time. So I wouldn't suggest that as like a money win for other people, but it worked out for us and we are here to stay. Finally, our fifth money win, you probably could guess what this is, but we are so fortunate that we hit our lowest low in our 20s and we started our debt-free journey, and we really opened our eyes to what our financial future could be when we were in our 20s. We were and still are relatively young and have a lot of life to live, a lot of financial success for ourselves in the future. And if that would have happened 10, 20 years in the future, we wouldn't have had as much time to set ourselves up for success. So we are both super fortunate and grateful that we had that sick and tired moment where we just felt like something had to change pretty early on in our life and in our relationship, where we were able to work together to do something so much bigger than we had ever done before. So we paid off our $125,000 of debt. We saved up our emergency fund. We've done so much together financially that has just changed our relationship and changed our financial future. Not just our financial future, I guess, our whole future, where we work together and we work as a team and we know what the other person wants and likes and needs. And it's just been such a huge transformation for our life that I can't imagine what it would be like if this didn't happen when it did. So those are our big 5 money wins that happened in our 20s. I'm excited to see what 5+ money wins we have in our 30s. Erin's a couple years ahead of me. I'm only 30. So I have 10 years to do some big things with money in this decade, and I'm excited to see what happens. I encourage you to spend some time and think about the positive things that you've done, especially if you feel like you're kind of like you've made bad decisions and you're in a place that you wish that you weren't in. Then really just like take a step back and think about a lot of the good things that you've done. Because honestly, I started this 2-part series thinking about all the mistakes that we had done, and I said, no, I'm going to post the wins that we had first before I post our mistakes, because I really want to showcase that even though we made a lot of mistakes in our 20s, we did some good things too. And a lot of what we accomplished has really set ourselves up for success. So stay tuned to our mistakes, because we could have done like 10, 15, 20 mistakes. I stuck with 5 just because that's a little bit easier, but that will be coming very soon. So keep an eye out. Make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss that video. Let me know what some of your money wins have been, whether it was in your 20s or 30s or whatever it is. Leave me a comment down below and let me know a big money win that you have had that you just want to give yourself a pat on the back for, because you deserve a pat on the back for any of your accomplishments. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.